chachma, that from the power of chachma, conception, ulamata and below, hem pnimim, these are internal powers. These are parts of your personality. Ulamata and below. Did that me from koach, the power of chachma, ulamata and below, hem, they are pnimim, internal powers. For ratzon, the tanug, but will and pleasure, which we said that's keter. The external keter is will, ratzon, and tanug is the internal pleasure, is the internal keter, crown. These two things of will and pleasure, which these are the two aspects of the crown of your personality, hey, they are kochot makifim. These are surrounding powers. What do you mean they're surrounding powers? The other powers are found in different places in your, they can be, how do you say, they are seated in different places in your body. Intellect is in your head. Emotions are in your heart. Action is in your arms, your legs, your tongue, speaking. Those are individual powers, internal powers. Also, these other internal powers, they deal more with your personality. This person has a different conception. This person has a different... But will and pleasure are general. They relate to your whole body everywhere. Where is your willpower found? Everywhere. You can move your little toe. You can move your eye. Right? You can move your intelligence. Willpower is a general power. And also pleasure. You can get pleasure from any aspect of your personality, gives you pleasure. So will and pleasure are not located in any specific parts of the body. Right? Similarly, willpower is a general thing. It's undifferentiated. It can be it can be directed by your mind. It can be directed by your intellect. But in general, willpower is like batteries. It's life. And pleasure is even more life. It's just a life power inside. It's undifferentiated. A person, let's say when he's unconscious, right? He's unconscious. So what's one of the signs that he starts to get alive? When he wants something. Water, right? He reacts to something. He wants, you prick his arm with a pin and he moves away. Oh, see, he has will. He has willpower. He wants to move away from pain. It's a good sign. Will is encompassing the personality. Will encompasses personality. So will and pleasure encompass, that's called surrounding powers. Where is it in the sense? Oh, the klalos that all of the powers of the soul are divided into two general levels. Madrego's levels called general. Kochos inner powers or personality powers, and kochos and makifim and surrounding powers. That from the power of chachma and below chachma, bina, das, all the 10 sfirot I just told you in the beginning of the class, these are called inner powers, and ratzon and tainug and will and pleasure are kochos makifim, their surrounding powers. And even though the koach tainug, the power of pleasure, shebenefesh of the soul, who is or hapashut, simple light, the yechida of the level of yechida of your soul, the highest level of the soul. Okay, now what the Rebbe is saying, this level of yechida, let me explain. The soul is divided up into 5 levels, and these 5 levels correspond to the 10 sfirot and 2 aspects of keter. Okay, you listening, Borak? Yep. 5 levels of the soul. The levels of the soul are from below to above. Nefesh. Above that is ruach. Above that is neshama. Nefesh relates to malchut, action, finalization. Nefesh. The divine soul or the animal soul? Both. Animal soul and divine soul. Nefesh is action, finalization. Right? A Jew, it says, has 2 souls. What does it mean, 2 souls? 2 me's, 2 identities, 2 selves, 2 whole systems. One reacts to what's good for me, what I want, and the other one reacts only what God wants. Right? The godly soul is the only really true soul because the only really true existence is God. And God is creating me. But that's the godly soul realizes that one of the things that God is creating is me, the animal soul. And therefore, the most important thing to God is the animal soul. That's what God created the world for, why he's creating the world. So the godly soul realizes that the animal soul, as your personality, is important. What is this personality? A personality is nefesh, which is action. Action, speech, right? Doing. Ruach is a higher level of soul. That's emotions. Loving God, fearing God, etc. Emotions. Above that is neshama. Neshama is intellect, being aware of God, being conscious of God all the time. Where seeing God, called seeing God, hearing God, understanding. That's neshama. What's above that? Chaya. Those are the inner powers. Chaya is willpower. These are the two surrounding powers. Chaya is willpower. Yechida is pleasure. So these upper two are surrounding powers. They're surrounding powers. They're equal. So let's say they're equal in everybody. Same thing in everybody. It's the soul, huh? It's like the soul, like Soviet, right? Surrounding. Okay, so it says the power of pleasure, even though that the power of pleasure, which that's this inner level of the soul, we called it yechida, the simple level of yechida, sheba nefesh of the soul. Therefore, behold, koach hatanug, the power of pleasure, this power of pleasure that you have in your soul. Hare, behold, lo zu bilvad, not only that, shuhu, that it is, lamayla mi chachma, above chachma, it's above any intellectual power, even the intellectual power of faith, because the power of pleasure, not only is the power of pleasure above chachma, which chachma is a koach panimi, an inner power, ella what? Shehu, it is, this power of pleasure is not only above chachma, but it is also lamayla mi ratzon, it's above the power of will, which willpower is koach hamakif, it's one of the two surrounding powers. So yechida, the power of yechida, which is pleasure, is not only above neshama, which neshama is intellect, but it's even above the level of chaya, which chaya is also a surrounding power. What is this? Elashu lamayla mi'aratzon, from willpower, which is, that's a level of chaya, which is a koach makif, a surrounding power. Hagam, even though the ratzon, that willpower, who is atzmos, is from the essence of your soul. Hainu, namely the ratzon, that willpower. Eino rak koach benefesh. It's not just one of the aspects of your soul, ki'im, but rather, who atzmos, it's the essence of the soul. Willpower is the essence, lo chal, atzmos, ulakal, unto everything. Asher yachpot, that you desire. Yitanu, I think this should be yifanu, I think, but I think it should be I think so. I think it's a printing error. Anything that a person wants, he turns. That's so willpower is also from the essence of the soul. But mikol makom, nevertheless, hari eno ela chitzonius etzneves. It's only the external of the essence of the soul. That's what the Rebbe we call chaya. He doesn't use that word here, chaya, which is not the case. Pleasure is etzem, the essence, panimis, of the inside of the soul. Ella, but chitzonius, the external, hanefesh of the soul. That's this level of willpower. Is only the external part of the essence of the soul. Masha ein came, which is not so. Koach, the power of tainug, of pleasure. this power of pleasure, who is Etzem, the essence, Penimius and Nefesh, of the inside of the soul. Right, of the Penimius of the soul. And that is revealed where? In Bina. And Bina is represented by the big letters. So this gives us a hint at what's going to be in the days of the Mashiach. God willing, will continue tomorrow. You're going up to Rabbi Shimon. Nobody contributed more to the coming of the Mashiach than Rabbi